Welcome back, and now I will be reading The Freedom to Be Yourself. Actually, I will be explaining. このビデオで説明するね. Okay, in 片言英語, no, 片言日本語 and good 英語. Good English and broken Japanese. Okay, so over here we have, I noticed our family was different from other families, right? Right here. Okay. I noticed our family was different from other families when I was a little girl. Notice, of course, kigatsuku. I noticed that, nani nani, like this one. I noticed that. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I noticed you got a new watch. Oh, I noticed you changed your hair. I noticed you got a haircut, like that. Nani nani is different from nani nani. This is a set phrase here. A is different from B. A is different from B. The noun that's different is keyoshi. That's an adjective. The noun is difference. What's the difference? Nani ga chigau? What's the difference? We weren't following other people's standards. Standards are basically 求める標準こと, right? Like what is necessary, what you should do. Those are the standards. If you look in the Japanese dictionary, standards are 標準. Like Hyojungo is standard Japanese, right? It's Hyojungo. But anyway, standards are the basic things that you should do. Things you should do are standards. My mother was a classical viola player in an orchestra, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Go back to here. Other people's. Yes, other people. People, remember, is a plural noun, fukusuke. So we use other with plurals, other people, other dogs, other countries, other things. Another is used for singular, tansuke, singular noun. So nouns, maybe I should write this way, like this. Noun and noun. Nouns and noun. Another noun, other nouns, like that. Anyway, my mother was a classical viola player in an orchestra. She had a hard time. 大変だった。辛い時期は大変だった。To have a hard time, that's a set phrase. Right there. I'm having a hard time. 大変、最近大変. I'm having a hard time in school or at school. Both okay. I'm having a hard time at school. I'm having a hard time in school. I'm having a hard time in this class. I'm having a hard time, doshi ing, verb ing, for example. I'm having a hard time remembering kanji, like that. I'm having a hard time understanding English. Let's see. She had a hard time because in Japan back then, it was unusual for a woman to have her own career. Back then is toji, to sonotoki, in those days in the past. Kako no koto wa back then. Unusual is mezurashi or chotto okashi. Chotto hen ne. Futsu janai. Unusual, a little strange or rare. Mezurashi. She would often come home late from a concert, and my little sister and I would be waiting for her alone. Often, of course, where are we? Many times. Be careful with home. Come home, go home. Home does not need a to. Come to home. Go to home, no. Come home, go home. Okay? Come to my home, well, okay. Come to my home. Can I go to your home? Your home is okay. But home alone, no to. Don't use to. Okay? Somebody would be, dareka, would be 何々. So 昔何々やってた、何々してたことは、I would be, when I was a boy, I would be waiting for Santa Claus on Christmas Eve. Okay? In this case, my little sister and I would be waiting for her alone. Alone is hitori de, by yourself. Our family was a constant worry for the neighbors. Constant. Itsumo no koto ne. Suzukeru koto. Constant, always. Continuing. Worry is usually a verb, doshi, but in this case it's a noun, meishi. It's a worry. I have many worries. Right? To worry, shinpai suru. I'm worried about school. I'm worried about my grandmother. Our family was a constant worry for the neighbors. Your neighbors are your kinjo no hito or tonari no hito. Neighbor can be anyone in your neighborhood. The neighborhood is the kinjo. So be careful. Neighbor, kinjo no hito, or kinjo ni sunderu hito, or tonari no hito. Or the person sitting next to you in class is also your neighbor. But neighborhood is kinjo. Okay. Who would often criticize my mother for leaving us at home. Criticize, hihan suru, to talk about someone in a bad way, to talk about their faults. Oh, she has a big nose. Oh, she's not smart. Oh, I don't like her hair. That's criticize. Okay, for leaving us at home. Leave something at home is, leave could have two meanings. Wasureta, oh, I left my umbrella on the subway. Or it could be just oitoku. Oh, I'm going to leave. When I go jogging, I leave my cell phone at home. So wazato, right? Wazato oitoku. However, my mother was firm in the belief that you should lead a fulfilling life by doing the work you love because you only live once. Nagai. Okay. So, firm, katai, firm belief. So, katai in this case may be tsuyoi. Belief, shinen or shinjiteru koto wa belief. That's my belief, meishi. Believe is doshi, believe, to believe. Shinjiru koto ne, to believe, right? Okay, hold on. Whoops. Yeah. This is the noun. Firm belief, katai. Firm in the belief is like a set phrase. Basically, shinen ga kata. That you should lead a fulfilling life. Lead a life is a set phrase too, right? Jinsei o kurasu, seikatsu o kurasu koto, okuru koto. Lead a life. Fulfilling. Something that's fulfilling, it makes you very happy. Makes you very satisfied. Manzoku ni naru to fulfilling. Seishin deki ni manzoku ne, fulfilling. For example, that job doesn't pay a lot of money, but it's very fulfilling. I feel very happy doing it. You only live once is a set phrase. Jinsei wa ikkai dake dakara, you only live once. Yes. You should believe in yourself. Believe in yourself or believe in somebody is my jishin no motsu koto. I believe in myself, for example. I believe in myself. Chotto jishin motteru. Or I believe in you. Kimi nara dekiru yo. I believe in you. Kimi nara dekiru yo. I believe in you. Without depending on someone else. Depend on something or depend on somebody. Something or ST was something. SB was somebody. Right? It means tayoru koto. Don't depend on someone else. You should believe in yourself. I observed my mother putting that philosophy into action. I watched. Basically, observe is to watch. Put into action is to do something. If you have an idea and you do it, you put your idea into action. In this case, put your philosophy into action. If you look in the Japanese dictionary, philosophy is tetsugaku, but in this case, kangaekata. So, sono kangaekata jissai ni suru koto wa put that into action. I too wanted to live each day to the fullest. Boku mo mainichi wa 100% 一生懸命生きたかった, right? Or 100, to put all your energy to the fullest, completely, maximum. I guess we could say completely. Okay, next page. Yay! I began to feel out of place. Out of place is basically nakama hazure, out of place. I'm not one of the group. When I was in junior high school, I was not interested, kyomi nagata, in Japanese pop idol music, which was popular in my class. Popular, of course, is ninki. 私のクラスに J-pop は結構人気だったけど、私は興味なかった, right? I was not interested in Japanese pop music, idol music. By the way, idol we don't really use so much in English, but in this case it's okay. In America we don't have American idols, only Japanese idols. I had loved, there are no other country I think has idols. So basically, yume ninkimono no Japanese idol, just Japan. Other countries have celebrities or TV personalities or movie stars or singers. Anyway, I had loved reading foreign literature ever since I was a child. So, foreign, of course, foreign is gaikoku, and foreigner, a foreigner, gaikokujin. Gaikokujin. This is the adjective, keyoshi. And the person, foreigner. I'm a foreigner in Japan. You're a foreigner in America. Let's see. I loved reading foreign literature. Bungaku wa literature. Shakespeare is literature. Right? So very good books are literature. Ever since I was a child. Ever since. 以来。その時から以来。Ever since I was a child. So 子供の頃から以来。子供の頃からずっと。Ever since. Okay? Ever since I was a child, I loved reading foreign literature. None of plus group equals 0. So, but none of my classmates shared my passion. So 0 of my classmates shared my passion. Nobody in my class. Share the passion is to have the same interests. 同じことにすごい熱心に、ね、興味を持つことは share the same passion. Share my passion. I secretly is my himitsu or kosori. I secretly dreamed. Dream, of course, is yume, but dream of is like, yaritai na, ikitai na. Nainai shitai toki wa I dreamt of. So one day I want to own my own horse. I dreamed of owning my own horse. I dreamed of going to Paris. Right? Anyway, tonikaku, I secretly dreamed of going somewhere where there were people like me who didn't conform. Conform is a good word, a very good word here, conform. To conform is to act like everyone else. みんなと同じことするとか、同じことすること、同じことすることは to conform. So for example, if everyone wears ties at the school, then I will wear a tie at the school. If nobody wears ties, then I'll take off my tie. I'll conform. Yes. So in my school, everyone conformed, but I wanted to go somewhere where nobody conformed. Like people like me, people didn't conform. I also had ambitions. Yashin or ambitions. Yarikatai koto yume mitai, right? Big dreams or big hopes, these are your ambitions. Of becoming a painter. When I was 14, my mother suggested that I travel alone to Europe. Suggest is give some advice to someone. Susumeru koto or teian suru. Yes, she sensed the confusion in my soul. This is a very dramatic sentence. She sensed, wakata. She could see, she could feel, she could understand the confusion, the unhappiness in my soul. Soul, of course, is your tamashi, right? And thought, I could learn more from a solo trip. Solo trip is hitoride, solo. Solo trip abroad, gaikoku. I could learn more from a solo trip than from going to school in Japan. So, 日本の学校に行くより、一人で外国にいた方が勉強になります, right? I could learn more. She inspired, very useful English. Please remember, inspired, right? 刺激与えて、影響あると、その影響のおかげで何かやりたいことは inspired me to. Okay? So here's the pattern. She inspired me to doshi. For example, in this case, my mother inspired me to go to Europe. Okay? My friend inspired me to play tennis. So, ちょっと興味あったね. Or, that movie inspired me to exercise more. Or that movie inspired me to study science. Like that. And to go to a different world with different values. Your values are things that you think are important. Your kachikan. Our values are different. Kachikan ga chigau. We have different values. Kachikan ga chigau. The word journey, over here, I spent a month journeying alone through Germany and France. Journeying is the same as traveling, but journey, the nuance of journey is more poetic, more dramatic. Journey. Okay, journey. Travel is just everyday English. So, kaiwa teki, travel is more natural. Journey is a little bit dramatic. I visited musicians who were my mother's old friends, and I stayed with them. So stay, remember, is temporary, short time visit, stay. Okay, let's go to the next one. My Europe adventures were a turning point in my life. So turning point is when a time when some big change happens. That's a turning point in my life. One day during the trip, I was at a railway station. So Densha no eki ni itte, I noticed an old man had been doggedly following me. I noticed, kigatsuita, right? An old man was doggedly is like shitsukoku, never give up, was following me. Following me. Terrified. Terrified, of course, is very, very scared, super scared. Right? Terrified, I jumped onto the train in an attempt to get away, but he was still chasing me. So, 追いかけてた, right? I was very scared, so I jumped onto a train in an attempt. Attempt is try. To try. In an attempt, meishi. To try to get away, to escape. So, 逃げるために電車に早く乗った. Wait, young lady! He shouted. Shout, of course, is yell, big voice. He had mistaken me for a runaway, and he was worried about me. ちょっとね, okay. 間違えたみたい. He thought I was a runaway. A runaway is a child who has run away from home. If you run away from your family and you go out alone, you're a runaway. He thought I was a runaway, but he was wrong. So he mistook me for a runaway. So you mistake A for B. Let me give you another example. I mistook her for her sister. Right? I thought she was her sister, but I was wrong. On the telephone, maybe. Hey, Yuki, how are you? Oh, this is Tomoko. Oh, I thought you were Yuki. I mistook you for your sister. Let's see. Worry about. Here we go. That was my first encounter, my first meeting. He was worried about me. So 心配してくれたね. He was worried about me. That was my first encounter with my Italian friend Marco. Encounter is just a meeting. A bit formal. ちょっと硬い英語ね. We kept writing to each other after I returned to Japan. So we wrote each other many letters again and again, continued. Next page. Let's see. Here we go. Next page. When I was in high school, I was worried about what to do after graduation. Your graduation, of course, is your sotsugyou. What happened? Marco made a suggestion. Let's change this. Sorry. Okay. Yes. There we go. Okay. He made a suggestion. Make a suggestion is the same as suggest. Susumeru, teiansuru. He made a suggestion. Marco made a suggestion. If you're still interested in becoming a painter, why don't you come to my country? Why don't you shite mitara? Why don't you is a very soft osusume. Why don't you? Why don't you? Oh, why don't you try the cake? It's very good. Why don't you see it? That movie's really good. Why don't you see it? Soft recommendation. Why don't you come to my country? We should add why don't you here, right? Why don't you? Bonus, né? Little bonus here. Okay. Let's see. Italy is the home of the arts. Italy, come to my country. Italy, the home of the arts. You can immerse yourself in its culture and history. Immerse, completely enter an atmosphere, like water, immerse, right? Immerse yourself in water is physical, but immerse yourself in a culture or a world is more here. Immerse yourself. Why don't you immerse yourself in the Italian culture and history? You're still young. Try to enrich your precious time. Enrich is to make more valuable. Takameru koto wa enrich. Your precious, valuable, very, very valuable. すっごい大事なことは precious. 私にはすっごい大事は it's my precious time. While it was a difficult decision for me, my mother strongly encouraged me to go. It's a great opportunity. Grab it, she said. So, my mother encouraged me. Courage. The word courage here means yuki. So, encourage is yuki ataeru koto wa, or hagemasu koto. You should do it. Yareba ii jan. It's a great opportunity, chance, kikai. You should grab it. So, 早く捕まえて. Grab it. Do it quickly. Take the chance. What you do with your own life is up to you. Up to you. You decide. It's your decision. It's up to you. あなたに次第. It's up to you. I realized. Realizes. やっとわかった. I realized. Realize is わかる, but it's more like わかった. Like a slow understanding. What you do with your own life is up to you, I realized. Marco was a ceramic artist and always lived to the fullest. 100%. Spending time with him in Italy, I was impressed. 感動しました. I was impressed. すごいね、Marco-san. Okay? Spending time, so 時間一緒に過ごしたら、イタリで I was impressed by his free way of living. すごい自由に生きてたね. Okay. Next page. Let's see. Right here. There have always been people in my life, like my mother and Marco, who knew their own minds. So 自分の, to know yourself. I know my own mind. I know myself. And lived on their own terms. Right? To live the way you want to. I live on my own terms is 自分で決めて自分でそのまま生きてる. My way. My way. I did it my way. When I was studying in Italy, I met people who differed. This is the doshi. Differed in their ethnic and religious backgrounds, lifestyles, and ways of thinking. To differ is just to be different. Different is keoshi. To differ is doshi. Ethnic is your country, your culture, where you come from. Religion is shukyo. Religious is the keoshi adjective. Shukyo tekini, shukyo tekina, or shukyo no. Your background is where you come from. Your background can be your country, your family, your school, your education. This is your background. Your ancestors. What's your background? My family was, my great-grandfather was a samurai. Okay. There are sometimes problems in such a diverse environment. Diverse is when there are many things, many different things. Many different things is diverse. If you watch Netflix, there are many diverse programs. Yet the people I met in Italy had one thing in common. This yet means but in this case. I wish it out of here. Yet. I'll have to, this is another bonus, right? But. Yet the people I met in Italy had one thing in common. 共通点があるね。共通点 have in common. 一つのことを共通点あったわ。To have one thing in common. They were all true to themselves. They were very honest. They lived honestly. Right? For that reason, they respected each other and lived in harmony. Respect is 尊敬する. They respected each other. お互いに尊敬してて. They lived in harmony. Live in harmony, just live peacefully. No fighting. Everything was smooth. There is neither a single standard nor outsiders when everyone accepts that everyone is different. So, outsiders, the chokuyaku of outsider is basically gaikokujin, but anyone who's not in the group. If you believe that there's no standard, その標準とかないと, then nobody is an outsider, and everyone accepts. You accept that everyone is different. That's life. Everyone is different. Nationality and ethnicity are important. Nationality is your country. Your nationality is Japanese. My nationality is American. Nationality and ethnicity. Ethnicity is the noun of ethnic. My ethnicity is Italian and Peruvian Indian. That's my ethnicity, but my nationality is American. I should add ethnicity to here. Just a minute. Little bonus here. Ethnicity is the noun of ethnic. Nationality and ethnicity are important, but they are just a small part of your identity. Your identity is who you are. That's your identity. The first thing I learned when I stepped out from Japan was to accept the diversity of my fellow human beings. So when I first left Japan, I learned to accept that everyone is different and it's okay. I accept it. That lesson became part of who I am. That's part of who I am. Okay. Last page. Okay. There is no one in the world like you. あなたのような人、世界にいない。あなたみたいな人いないね、世界で。You can enjoy life to the fullest. 100%. With what you were born with. So, 生まれつきのものままで、そのまま自分の accept 認めて accept. You can enjoy life to the fullest with what you were born with. You should be happy with what you have. Don't let others limit your possibilities. Limit, of course, is gente suru. Don't let other people limit your possibilities. Don't let them control your possibilities. There are an infinite number of paths you can take, and the entire world is your stage. Infinite means no limit, uncountable. There's an infinite number of paths. So michi, ikikata, yarikata, you can take. The entire world, all the world, the whole world is your stage. Your stage in this case is not I forgot. Budan? I forgot. Anyway, where you do the play, geki o suru tokoro, soyu basho ne. That's stage. But the world is your stage. So where you are active, where you live, that's your stage. That's your world. Once you realize that, それが分かったら, you will attain true freedom. Attain, reach. Wow, what a long video. I hope this helped you. Let me know in class if you learned something from this video, if you like this video. Thank you very much. See you in class.